Gamification is the use of attributes to drive game-like player behaviour in a non-game context. It can be described as engagement, interaction, competition, collaboration, awareness learning, and it covers teacher standards 4 and 5.
A game needs accelerated feedback, a scoring system, a clear set of rules, short-term achievable goals and voluntary participation. 94% of people 6 to 15 years old are gamers. 66% of parents believe that gameplay provides mental stimulation or education. There is a sweet spot in between the learning objectives and the player objectives. That is the optimised place for learning to occur.
Gartner stated that by 2014, 70% of organisations will have at least one gamified application or process. Companies that use gamification, such as Nike, use progress and target setting, Tesco with club card points, LinkedIn link with other companies and other professionals. Intentions are to increase participation. It gives awareness to the outcome of the lesson and a behavioural change by giving them tools to succeed. The actions are the competition, makes them competitive, achievement, which gives them rewards, community using teamwork, it allows freedom and discovery, so finding things out for themselves. The planning sets tasks on different levels, it has a direct response, gives children freedom of choice, extra points, motivation and goals at the end of it. Gabe Zuckerman suggests that playing games increases the amount of grey matter in your brain when you play them. The act of learning increases the fluid intelligence, which is heavily linked to the ability of problem solving. He then goes on to talk about Aneth Pai, a teacher who introduced Nintendo DS's into a classroom with games that were centred around math and reading. 18 weeks after he introduced the consoles in his classroom, the children on 4 moved from below a 3rd grade level of math and reading to a mid-4th grade level. I don't understand why this has not been introduced in more schools, as it obviously has an obvious benefit for the children. Up. To kitchen. To light on. John Hattie, 2009, states that it's students who should decide what they learn. Cook. We have to link learning in schools to the way of their thinking, what goals they should have and why they should learn. Ken Robinson talks about children being besieged with information from every platform, and we wonder why as teachers, why children are getting distracted in classrooms. Simply, school may not be stimulating enough for them. I believe that gamification has a huge part to play in the future of all teaching. It'll be more apparent in a few years because it's so influential across the world already. We'll leave that for 1 second, but as you'll see, this ball is going to be playing through this gap here. The defenders are too far apart from each other. We'll just watch that go through. We're looking at the space that creates just behind the defenders here. They don't know where to go. Come back to that in a second. There was an obvious benefit to it being used in the classroom. The difficulty will be finding a stimulating way to use it without being too overpowering over the other lessons in the classroom. As we see now, the defenders are split apart there. This gives opportunity to go into this space here, and then we'll see what happens in just a second. There are negatives with some of the violence in the games, and parents sometimes disagree with the methods, but the results are showing that it can be beneficial to primary school children and the teachers as well. Right, as we'll see now, the defenders are all over the place in this section here. Makes another big gap into there, and coming inside, and it's a goal straight away. I think gamification will be used more often in teaching, and I would like to be a part of it myself.